we're dealing with over 250,000 meals a day.
You guys must be the busiest kitchen on earth.
Something that nobody probably knows is we do 23,000 staff meals a day.
9 million omelets made a year.
The butchery produces over 20 tons of protein a day, but we're flying white asparagus right now to Germany. We run menus for Wimbledon. Every Michelin star chef that I have brought through these kitchens, always very surprised. My name's Alan O'Reilly and I'm the Senior Vice President for Culinary for Emirates Flight Catering.
How do you guys manage the challenging times with supply chain, a sudden drop in air traffic? Do captain and crew get the same food as the passengers? Hey there, I am here today. I'm actually joining you, Alan. I'm in your territory. You're not joining me. I'm with the wonderful chef, Alan. Could you introduce yourself to us, please?
Sure. Well, first of all, thanks for being here. It's really a privilege and great to have you here today at Emirates Flight Catering. We're really thrilled to have you here. My name's Alan O'Reilly and I'm the Senior Vice President for Culinary for Emirates Flight Catering.
Thank you so much. It's been a great experience already, just from the moment we've walked in the door. You're greeted with smiles all around. You can see how that fluidly moves into actually when you step onto an Emirates flight, like straight from the beginning. It's brilliant. So, Alan, with all of your experience in catering and aviation, can you tell us what makes EKFC catering different to all of the other catering companies based in Heathrow, Singapore, and other main travel hubs?
Yeah, I think it's really important to look at the size and the scale of what we have. So I think that's the first thing. In Heathrow, you have multiple airline caterers as well as in Singapore. So we're the single site caterer here. We're very fortunate to have that privilege. And so we cater to 110 international airlines that land here.
Wow.
Emirates and Fly Dubai being our biggest customers, obviously.
Yeah.
But everyone that lands here gets to take food from us. And I think that's what makes us special. We have more provenance on the menu. We deliver food from 2 more cuisines across the world than I think any other airline that does this, or any other airline caterer from a single site. So it's scale and it's capability.
Amazing, amazing. And what would you say makes Emirates the best? Of course, universally, we all agree that's why we're here today. But what's the special sauce? Would you say it's the people, the tech, the training?
I think it's a combination of all of those things. Thank you for the compliment, first of all.
Oh, it has to be said. It has to be said.
It's about the people, and it's about the depth of all the nationalities we have here.
Yes.
In the kitchen, I have 57 nationalities.
Wow.
And so we can really deliver authentic cuisine, which is very important to us. It's a cornerstone of what we do for all of our customers, and it's a promise that we make. Authenticity is really key. So we have all these people focusing on innovation, but also preserving heritage cuisine as we move forward and develop dishes for all of our customers.
That's so reflected in the menu as well. There's already always so many choices, no matter which class you're flying on. I think resoundingly, we can all agree to that. And for all the chefs watching, this is a good chance for us to pick your brains. What would you recommend? What's your top tip for creating a dish that tastes amazing at 35,000 feet in the air?
You have to consider the differences being on board and being on the ground. We don't have a kitchen with 25 staff inside on board the aircraft. So it's all about everything you do on the ground to prepare for what goes on board the aircraft. The cold chain, the food safety is obviously paramount for us and for any airline caterer. But the training that we provide to the crew, to how they reheat it on board, how they plate it on board, if that's the case, and then how it's served to the customer. We really think about the people who are flying, the demographics of the people who are flying, their age group even, and where they're flying to. So provide them provenance and things like that. But truly, it's all about the same amount of skill, focus, and attention to detail that you give the food on the ground. We give the same in the air.
And a personal thing I'd like to understand is this the main site where everything is made? Are there any other sites in other continents, or is it just here in the Emirates, literally in Dubai?
So what we provide out of Dubai is very interesting. We fly everything that is ex-Dubai we cater to, but we also do a lot of return flights.
Yes.
Right? So anything that's less than about 4 hours out of Dubai, we'll cater both ways.
Got it.
And
got
so
it.
internationally, we have other partners like Donata, who's also a group company.
Okay.
But also other international caterers where we or Donata are not on the ground. They provide catering flying back.
Got it. Because the food is always so fresh. Everything tastes literally straight out of the kitchen. I've always wondered that, especially in destinations ages away. I'm talking like the Far East, Australia. I've always wondered that. That makes sense. So it is really always absolutely fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. And Emirates themselves, for example, have a team of people that fly around the world, ensure the standards are the same, and Dubai sets the standard. And then they follow those standards.
Consistency.
Yeah, it's really important.
Across the board. Fabulous. And of course, this is a whole polloi of nationalities. We've got 200 different nationalities residing here in Dubai. Of course, we have millions transiting through Dubai. How do EKFC cater to such a diverse group of passengers?
Again, it's the culinary skills that we have in the kitchen, the fact that we have all these nationalities.
Yeah.
And we study the demographics, we look at the provenance, we also look at things like seasonality.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. For example, we're flying white asparagus right now to Germany, Switzerland, and a few other locations because it's in season there. Right, so it's a festive menu. And then we obviously run Eid menus, we run Christmas menus, we run menus for Wimbledon. But Emirates really does a great job of focusing on provenance, festivals, seasonality. It's really a big push for us, and it keeps us really on our toes.
Wow. And you mentioned earlier, you touched very gently on ages as well. Do you find with different demographics that changes things too?
It does, yeah. Absolutely. You can imagine this weekend we have how many children's meals might be flying will be much larger than during the school year, if you will.
Yeah.
And so it's very important that we're prepared for that. And we focus on being ready and ramping up those ingredients to ensure that they're super fresh for the kids when they fly. Or for Christmas or other festive menus. So it's really a focus. Do you have anything special on the menu this weekend for Eid holidays? At the moment, yes, we do. We have some desserts and some other things, some dates and other things flying for Eid, and some more traditional things in more first class. Such a lovely touch. It is, and it's expected of our customers, you know. And it's not just for EK, it's for all of our customers. They have high expectations of what we can produce in Dubai. We have a great reputation, and so they put the pressure on, and we're ready for that. Of course. You guys always meet the expectations. If anything, actually, I'd say you exceed expectations, which is great. We'd rather lead than follow, that's for sure. Yeah. And we do our best to ensure that we are the best. Brilliant. And, now we're getting into questions I really want to know the answers to. What are your meal numbers across the board per day during your peak season? Okay. Well, I can tell you, first of all, something that nobody probably knows is that we do 23,000 staff meals a day just to feed our staff. Yeah. 23,000. So that's on average. Is that across the daily meal plan? Yes, so that's breakfast, lunch and dinner for 23,000 staff. Well, wow. 23,000 meals is about for 10,000 staff. So that's just staff alone. That's just staff alone. That's a mind-blowing number. And then for our passengers on board the aircrafts and in the lounges and the other catering that we do, about 250,000 meals a day. Yeah. And how is that? Surely you don't make that every single day on site, or is any of this pre-prepped? No, it's made every day on site. Every single day. Yeah. That's some serious kitchen. I'm excited for us to go and look at that later. That's so impressive. Yeah, we're going to show you probably a premium class kitchen today, so you can have a look. I think about just myself trying to get, a dinner party done of like 6 people, how that's done. Oh my goodness. And how long
are the kitchens running for a day? Is it like 24/7?
It's
It has to be.
It's 24/7 because
Wow.
flights are leaving all day, and we want to make sure that the meals are fresh, right? So the average sandwich is only made 8 hours before it gets on board an aircraft. Right? The average hot meal might be made slightly earlier because it's chilled throughout the cold chain, and it has a longer shelf life. But within, let's say, 18 hours of being produced, most things are consumed.
It's hard to process that, actually. Literally, you guys must be the busiest kitchen on earth.
Well, we're pretty busy, and we do a lot of everything ourselves. This is the beauty of having a full production facility. We have, like the commissary that we have, we manage all of our butchery, our vegetable cleaning, fruit cutting, as well as all of our bakery.
Wow.
The bakery produces over 240,000 individual baked items a day. The butchery produces over 20 tons of protein a day. The vegetable room, another 14 to 22 tons, depending on which day it is and which rotation it's on. Then it moves through to our cooking facilities after that. And so we can use up all of our trimmings. We make all of our own sausages. We make our own ice cream. And we make all of our pastries. We make all of our baked items. So it's really a privilege to have a kitchen of this scale and to be able to make everything yourself. With some support from important vendors from outside. We don't make sandwich bread, for example. Somebody else does that better for us, and so we focus on the filling and making the sandwich properly.
Wow.
But we leverage what we can from our partners across the city, which are very supportive and very important to our business. But we are very privileged that we can actually produce almost everything that we need for ourselves.
Well, bearing in mind all of the baked goods you produce on site, I think we'll let you off with not doing your own sandwich bread. I think that's a fair one.
Right.
So across the board, you're doing ice cream,
Yes.
fresh, baked goods, you're butchering yourself, vegetables, fruits,
yes,
everything.
Now, a lot of those things, like some of the bulk items, I might bring vegetables already peeled in. And then we have a facility that makes a frozen meal product, and then we might get those vegetables pre-portioned. But generally and by and large, anything that we want to have a specific shape or a cut or whatever, we do ourselves.
Incredible.
And so then we can use up all the trimmings and other things elsewhere.
Wow.
Producing less waste, being sustainable, thinking about the carbon footprint of everything that we do.
Yeah, such a sustainable process. And to ensure everyone is working to the same standard, I imagine the training before you even get in the kitchen here is a very long-winded process. How long is the training on average for chefs before they even get to touch this produce? Because it sounds like they're really working meticulously.
So most of the chefs that we hire are usually fairly qualified already when they come in.
Sure.
And the people who are not, like we have an apprenticeship program, for example.
Oh, wow.
And so that apprenticeship program is 2 years, and then there's another full year of training after that to complete to get them to a level 3, which is a professional proficiency, which is recognized globally.
Sure.
And so we have a global standard. For our in-house staff, we have back to basics cooking classes, as well as something a little more upmarket. And then as you move to a chef de partie level, there's supervision classes and understanding how to manage people. So we have really good training with goal setting for every staff member, so they know how to get to the next level. And so it's very clear for them. So lifelong learning is an encouragement that we have here for all the staff, for all of our cooks, even our drivers.
Wow.
Everybody has the opportunity to learn and to grow within the company.
Yeah, it sounds like there's real opportunities for progression here as well. You can really carve out a fulfilling and very substantial career here.
Oh, look, absolutely. Not just in the culinary. You know, we have many different verticals. We do outside catering, and we cater to major events like the air show, the Dubai Air Show, for example.
Sure.
You know, that's 45,000 people a day.
Wow.
You know, and then we're dealing with rugby sevens, and we do other things like Sail GP, and almost everything that Emirates is sponsoring and involved with, we will be there to support and beyond. So there's many different opportunities within the whole spectrum of hospitality for people to work at EKFC and have a great career.
Fabulous. And of course, it's such a privilege for them to be here associated and working for and alongside Emirates, of course, of course. I know we're going to have a look at these kitchens later, and I'm sure we'll see some things in action. But in first class, what is probably the most decadent meal that you, or menu item, it can be either, that you have ever served or created? I think you've been part of, Alan.
I think there's a lot of things that we do. We have a lot of really great signature dishes, and the menus rotate all the time.
Can you take us through some of the signature dishes in first class?
I think
so people have something to aspire to.
I think what would be better is we'll show you some later.
Oh, even better.
Some. Because we have lobster dishes, we have halibut dishes, we have pheasant dishes, pigeon, venison, you name it. All the major things that are going on, as well as really nice wagyu. So we have all those great dishes, and we'll show you some of those today. But to pick out one would be very difficult.
Do you think you can, or it's impossible?
No, I think it's rather impossible.
Yeah, I can imagine. And also because there's so many cuisines that are covered here.
You know, even in the first class kitchen, we're dealing with over 2,500 recipes a day.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a lot. So to pick out one would be almost impossible. But we'll show you some today.
Yee, I can't wait.
And it'll be very fun to see.
Cannot wait, cannot wait. I'm sure there are many times as well in air where not all the meals are finished, you know, perhaps people didn't make their flight. How do you manage that situation too? You
know what, I think that airlines are getting much better at understanding this. They're applying AI wherever they can to look at what is the consumption rate based on the demographic, based on the load, and what has been the traditional consumption. And then we use that as forecasting to help us to design menus, but also to create the forecast for production. And we also get a lot of live numbers of the passengers that are coming to the flights right up until just a few hours before the flight, in fact. And so sometimes that information is too late to make an effective change, but most of the time it's very standard, and we're able to understand the consumption. So we're always watching the numbers, we're always watching what's coming back, so we can also advise the airline for outstations as well. So it's a constant watch, and we all want it to be better, there's no question. But I think it's heading in the right direction. And with passengers being able to pre-order and choosing what they'd like to eat, that's a pattern that we see is going to become far more common in the future. And that's only going to help us more with reducing any waste.
I think it's such a nice way for people to enjoy their flight as well. It's part of the experience. I said earlier, I was mentioning my husband, it's his favourite part of flying. He looks at the menu so far in advance. So I think being able to pre-order is great, and probably helps with the integration of AI, which is already in place, but understanding what will be utilised and what won't, which is great.
Yeah, look, it's getting better all the time, is what I can say about it. And it's something that we focus on.
Fabulous, so green, we love it. And with flight catering chefs, which you have many, how many flight catering chefs do you have actually? That's a good question.
In the culinary, about 3,500.
3,500. What's the difference between a flight catering chef and a Michelin star chef?
I think there's a vast difference, generally speaking, because a Michelin star chef is a specialist. Right?
Sure.
He spent his entire career focused on and dedicated to fine dining, and that isn't what your average catering chef is focused on. And so we're very fortunate here at EKFC that we have a broad spectrum of talent. We have people from fine dining backgrounds, five-star hotels, as well as large catering and banqueting outlets. And so they bring all of that experience to bear on what we do, which is logistical and scale. But also to keep it at a refined level. And we've separated all of our kitchens as well. So our premium class kitchens are separated from economy class, which is separated from business, and even premium economy. So all these kitchens are focused on their own area and have the right amount of skills in order to execute the level of sophistication and fine dining that we expect on board the menu and on board the aircraft. But I'll also say that almost without fail, every Michelin star chef that I have brought through these kitchens always very surprised at what we're able to execute given the scale that we have. And they're also surprised at the level of talent. We're very blessed here at EKFC.
Wow. So do you have many Michelin star chefs come in, Alan?
They do. They come in and they want to see what's happening. They want to see how we do it. I can tell you that we're sending 2 of our chefs next week to New York to work with Daniel Boulud and his team to develop dishes for Air France premium class. So we go and work with those folks. We invite them to come and work with us, and we develop dishes together.
So great. I had no idea that was something that you were doing.
Yes.
God, if you're looking to travel, literally travel and cook at these places, this is the place to be.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's not every kitchen in the world like us that does this kind of work.
No.
But we're very privileged and very humbled by it. But at the same time, we take full advantage of the knowledge and the skills that we're exposed to, and then we bring that back and infiltrate it into the team through training.
The possibilities are endless here.
It truly is, yeah.
Endless.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you have many answers to this question. Can you tell us, I'm not going to say one thing, I'm going to say a few things that will surprise us about the EKFC kitchens that we didn't know?
Oh, I think there's quite a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I think besides the food, I think the training, the level of training that we give our people and the focus we give to lifelong learning and career progression is probably something that people wouldn't expect. But it's really important to us, and it's a major focus. From the apprentices through to our lead chefs, the exposure that we give to people and the career progression that we can offer is something much more than other industry partners can do. And so people probably don't recognize that.
What are some of the menu items that reoccur the most that would shock people as well?
I don't know that it would shock people, but I think our butter chicken is really popular.
So good.
It's so signature and it's really popular. I think as well as our biryani, of course.
Yes.
Prawn mush bush with a light, fluffy, aromatic rice. You know, these dishes really resonate, as well as our Arabic meze and all of its many iterations over the years and all the cycles it goes through. Those are constants with us, and people love these dishes, so we love making them.
We love eating them, Alan. We love eating them. I get so excited when I fly with Emirates because it doesn't matter which continent I'm going to. I know, sure, there'll always be an option of something slightly more traditional, but you know that, say, if you're flying to Indonesia, you're going to have some offerings of a cuisine that's more in alignment with that continent. It's so exciting.
Yeah, the provenance is really important to us, and particularly Emirates. You know, they focus on this, and so we support that. We work very closely with all of our airline partners, of course.
Yeah, it represents the country, the Emirates, so well, I think, because although it's steeped in traditional Emirati culture, it's such a welcoming and tolerant country. And I think that's one of the standout points and pillars of the country. It's so collaborative and accepting. And, you know, you can see touches of every country everywhere. It's great.
Yeah, it really is. And I think Arabian hospitality, let's face it.
Second to none.
Absolutely.
The best for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know how often you get the chance to eat out because you're probably so busy and you're spoiled with food here on site. If you had to pick a dream Dubai meal anywhere, and you can go to anywhere for each course, what would it be? Starter, main, pudding. Your dream Dubai meal. go?
You know, I'd have to tell you that it'd have to be at my house, cooking with my friends and other
Really?
chefs. Because Dubai, let's face it, it's the center of gastronomy in the world today.
It sure is.
And we are incredibly spoiled for choice. And I eat out a lot. I love eating out in Dubai. But if I really had the choice, it would be at home cooking with some friends, and we would make everything from scratch.
What a refreshing answer. And I want to know what's on your menu. What are the things you love cooking, Alan?
I cook a lot of Asian cuisine because I lived there for so long. You know, so probably Japanese influences, Southeast Asian influences.
Wow. Yeah. And what would you do for a pudding? Are you a big pudding man, sweet tooth?
Not so much pudding, but I don't mind to bake, you know, or make dessert.
Impressive.
Yeah, so.
Do captain and crew get the same food as the passengers?
You know, it's a great question, and everyone's always interested in this. The answer is no, they don't.
Really?
And in fact, we work with the captains and the crew. We bring them in for menu presentations, and we create rotations for them because we want to keep it interesting for them because they're doing this full time.
Yes,
you
yes.
know? And we also want to make it healthy for them. So healthy choices are really important to them. So lighter meals and things of that nature. And in fact, the captain eats also a separate menu from the crew.
Really?
Yes.
But it's really good that lighter meals are offered to them because I do think they must spend so much time sitting if you're just constantly flying, and they must spend hours and hours in the air.
Yeah, the crew are very interested in eating healthy. And of course, we want to encourage that from a group company point of view.
They always look perfect as well. They have to be eating from the inside out, taking care of themselves.
But of course, you know, they often like to eat the passengers' meals as well. So it's up to them at the end of the day. They have options.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And I heard a little rumour when I came in today, 9 million omelets made a year. Is this true?
Yeah, absolutely true. We make at least that.
9 million omelets.
Yeah, many different flavours and different fillings in the omelettes, but about 9 million a year, that's correct.
That takes a lot of eggs. A lot of eggs. Do you have chickens on site preparing
No, we
this?
should really think about that.
Yeah, you should, I think. There's a business idea. We need to get some chicken coops in. Fabulous. Thank you so much for chatting with me, Alan.
Such a pleasure.
Thank you.